And welcome, Luvthemknives channel. What are we talking about? We're talking about Artisan Cutlery. We have some knives here. Let's talk about these because these are interesting. This is a new thing Artisan is doing, and I'm not sure, exactly what their statement here is, but it's kind of a different direction. It's a premium series of knives. And this designer of these knives is Dustin Rhodes, okay? And this is called the Wizard series, okay? The Wizard series. And these are up for pre-sale, so you can sign up for them at a discount right now. And then they will take a while to manufacture and deliver to you, etc., etc. And I will give you the link where you can go to this and get all the details about, when the delivery would be, and all the pricing and stuff. We'll go through some of that, though, okay? Now, you notice the titanium Damascus inlays here. And so they call this the Wizard series, all right? And then we have the Sorcerer, and the Mage. Okay, so we're kind of going with those things. And then we have the Maga Mage, and then we have the Enchanter. I'll show you a picture of the Enchanter here in a little bit. So Dustin Rhodes, and so when I give you the link, you can go on there and you can read all about Dustin. And let me just give you a couple of pieces of information. The Wizard series, become the Wizard's World. Welcome to the Wizard's World. So, this is a pre-sale deal, okay? And it's on Kickstarter. And hi, I'm Dusty. And then Dustin Rhodes, Dusty. So you get the duster, and the duck. Now, this is his icon for his designer stuff. And so he likes ducks. And I don't know. It seems kind of foul to me. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's just hope he's not a quack. Oh, never mind. Okay, now, talk to Dusty. Okay, I just, I can't stop. Why is my icon a duck? So you get to read that later, sometime, whenever you want to. I don't care. Oh, although, okay, the curves of the design so he was inspired by Salvatore Pudu. The Mazarin Starlight is an easy example of a blade design. Okay. So, it tells you about, what his inspiration was, and he taught himself to do CAD and all this kind of stuff. So, now, let's talk about the knives a little bit, and you can see that there's a full Mokutai one, or titanium Damascus one, as they're calling it. And that one has a mirror polished blade. So the Sorcerer is the first one, S90V, just a regular satin blade. And of course, then this one, the Mage, also S90V. And of course, there's his logo with the duck and the duster and stuff. Okay. And for your information, 1870G is what this one is. This one is 1870G. Same. Okay. So, of the Wizard series, then we have the Sorcerer, which is fat carbon fiber, okay, in a titanium handle. And let me kick this up just a little bit because I got to move around a little. I just wanted to kind of get the lighting to where I could, show off the Damascus so you can kind of see how that really looks in like sunlight or something like that. And there's your back spacer, which is a suspended back spacer. Now, this is both right and left-handed capable because this little plug-in here, which in this case is a Damascus or titanium Damascus, in this side it's just regular titanium, okay, and suspended clip, etc. Okay. So what you can see in here maybe is you can see that there's screws down there that come underneath and hold this in place. Also hold this in place on the other side. And so I guess we will disassemble one of these two and take a look at that. But so you can take this pocket clip and you can move it to the other side. So it'll be right or left-handed capable. It's a button lock. It's a front flipper. It is a 3.5-inch blade, but it's only like 7 3/4 overall. Hold on. Well, 7.6 something overall at best, but it is a full 3.5-inch blade at 90 millimeters, which is interesting because if you look at a knife like the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, this is also a 3.5-inch blade, but look how much longer it is because the handle is a lot longer. So in this case, what's interesting is they're putting a lot of blade into a smaller handle, and this handle being just over 4 inches, which is nice. Now, this is also, there's just so much to talk about on this knife. It is a slender knife. And so really, this is a true gent carry. I mean, I don't care if you get this one, and this is like under $200, right? About $185. But this one's about 100 more, I think. We'll go over that here in a little bit. But that's some stuff, and on both sides, right? So you get the inlay on both sides, including the surrounds as the titanium Damascus, this plug here, the back spacer, pocket clip's pretty minimal, and I don't know if I find it overwhelmingly attractive necessarily, but I think there was an attempt here at making it to where you could truly reverse it and not have an ugly area here, you know, for the people who are right-handed and just don't care about, you know, having it reversible. But I think they did that very, very nicely. And this one is slender. It's, instead of like that Paramilitary 2 I just showed you is a 0.45 thick, and that's pretty slender and carryable. This one is 0.4, 10.3 millimeters. Normally we're looking at 12 millimeters plus on most knives. This thing is really, really slender. Okay, I think the blade is right, what, 2.8 to 3? Yeah, 3 millimeter. 3 millimeter blade stock, 0.11. Okay. So, wow. And it feels light in the hand. So let's throw this in here. I believe it's under 100 grams. I think it's around 87, but I'm not for sure. Oh, and I got the lights set up to where they're not going to read too well here. 89.6, which would be easier to do if it was like this. But it's 89.6. You can see now. Now, of course, it's changing, but 89.6. And then let's go back around to ounces. Thank God I can look around the camera and see what's going on. So 3.16 ounces. Okay. Now, I did have my lights kind of readjusted just because I wanted the Moku tie to stand out, or at least have direct lighting on it instead of like this where it was going to look like this half the time, because I wanted you to be able to see how nice and attractive this is, and it would be in the sunlight, and then it's of course more muted when it's in the shade, etc., etc. But it's pretty stunning, and like this suspended back spacer here and the little holes along here, that's nice. I mean, Dustin was saying he threw about everything he had into it as far as considerations for design, and really, you know, kind of poured his heart and soul into it. You got ambidextrous thumb studs, which work just fine. I'm not having any blade stick, and let me try the other one here. No. In fact, this one is even, yeah, easier, but you know, this one, TikTok, right, man? I mean, that's great. And, of course, See, I'm not as big on just, sitting around fidget flipping with a front flipper. I'm going to do this. That is really nice. So, I mean, this would be a great knife right here. I mean, you don't need the Moku tie. The fat carbon is very nice. And this is the same weight and same thinness and very inexpensive, under $200 you could get in on the pre-order. So, I mean, that's up to you if you don't find this knife attractive, or you really want a bigger knife, or you want a smaller knife. Because really, this is a 3.5-inch blade, so it's a full length knife. And I get that. So you have all the blade you really need. And let us see if I can grab an old piece of paper here. Okay, yeah, it's a good factory edge. It's not scary sharp, but it's a good factory edge. And it's S90V. Now you can get these you can get this one in Magna Cut. Okay, Magna Cut. So that's called, this one being the Mage. The Maga Mage is this in Magna Cut with a satin blade. Okay, the Sorcerer is a total Moku tie with a mirror polished S90V blade. Okay, so there's that. Now, as I left off, the Sorcerer, which is the fat carbon with the S90V. Okay, and here's your stats. So you can pause and read that. Okay, right here, it's Arctic Storm, fat carbon. The Mage, of course, what I also have showed you, which is the titanium Damascus. And here's the stats on that. And then the Maga Mage tier is this, except it's got Magna Cut. Okay, and that it's limited to only 200 pieces. So if you'd like to get it in Magna Cut, you probably better look into that pretty quick. And so ceramic bearings, all that, of course, what you would expect. Flat grind, etc. Okay, and the Enchanter. So this is really very different here because it's full, what I'd call Damascus, or you can call it titanium Damascus, mirror polished S90V blade. Okay, so that's interesting. That's the level 4. So they have 4 levels that you can sign up for. Okay, and whatever you want to pause and read on here. Okay, and then you can go into, you want 185, 277, 349. I mean, the Magna Cut Mage is a little bit higher than the Mage I got with the S90V, but it's 35% off as an early bird special. And you want the Enchanter, they ain't giving it away, but you're getting full on titanium Damascus with a mirror polished by, and hey, it takes effort. There's some other things you can do, like double up. I want this one and this one. I want this one and this one. Whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's the paperwork I'm going to run you through. The knife is nice because it feels good in the hand, although it is slender. So you have to be ready for the feeling of a kind of a gent carry feel, that it's light. It's light. But the ergos are fine. And you can kind of set up here, and you can get right up on this because you got this big open area here. So you could get up there, right? And then you've got this jimping here, so you've got good purchase on the knife. Yeah, I mean, I like the design. I think he did a pretty damn good job here. And you know what? The button on both knives is fine. You would think if they were going to have button stick and hang-ups and stuff like that, that maybe one of these two would show that. Although, a lot of knives that I've had that have button stick, it kind of works its way out as it wears in, you know what I mean? So it's not usually a huge consideration regardless. And let's see how we have, okay, so there's where the collar comes across and interferes with the blade as it sits down in here, okay, as it works loose. Probably easier to see on this side, or maybe not. But yeah, kind of back in here, as you can see that move in through here. Okay, and making interference. So, you know, that's not bad depth as far as interference goes. It looks like it's about, what, 35 to 40% of the width of the blade that collar's popping down into and holding it. I'm not getting any play or hang-ups or problems like that. And it's centered, okay? So what can I say? Take a look, see what you think. It looks pretty fine. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. I usually don't watch other reviews of knives I'm going to review because I want my own opinion and I don't want to get flavored by somebody else's. So I can't imagine people wouldn't be pretty happy with this. The action is really smooth on it. It feels good, yeah. And you lot of multiple grip stuff. Reverse grip feels good as well. And where's my, I might have to move up here. Yeah, there's my balance point on it. So that's good. Yeah, this, you know, if you got to have big old knives and thick handles and stuff, this is not yours. If you like a gent carry, but a gent carry that's not tiny, this might be something. And you know, the fact that they're not terribly expensive. I mean, I've seen a lot of these OEM knives that have Damascus kits on them, right? I mean, I run a website for pre-owned knives, right? I see these come through. I'm not going to name, you know, manufacturer names, but guys in the USA, designers who are making knives in China, and something like this would be in the $600 range. And in fact, this one is less than half of that on right now on pre-sale, right? And so the full Moku tie with mirror polished is actually what something like this would be in another brand. So I think in my viewpoint, seeing knives come and go on a frequent basis, that this seems very attractive from that standpoint as well. And you know what? As far as the, you know, Artisan, I think they've outdone themselves on this one. The fit and the finish. So, I mean, look at how nice and rounded all the shoulders are. There's no sharp edges. I think they really paid attention very closely to this, okay? And they have done it. They have really paid attention to detail. And this thing functions very nicely and feels good in the hand. I don't know. I think it'd be a great carry. I mean, summer, winter, fall, whatever. I mean, this would be a great summer carry. You're popping out to the pub or something. It's a hot summer night, whatever. This would be so light and easy to carry in the pocket, but also in any, you know, any temperature, wearing jeans, shorts, whatever. I mean, this thing would be so easy to pick up and just carry, you know, and you could carry it. I mean, when it's under $200, you can carry it, right? For me, if they start getting $400 or $500, I hate to tell you this, and you know, I'm not the only guy, but you're going to leave that in the display case or whatever, right? You're going to carry the other stuff. But even this at under $3, wow, that's pretty showy. That's pretty nice. So, okay, now, what are we going to do? All right, let's pop this one apart because it's the fancy one. And, oop, almost jumped track there. Okay. Well, it took a little bit to separate here. The screws in the front. Okay, and there's the surround. All right. And we've definitely got some thread locker in there. Maybe the white wouldn't have been such a good choice either, in my opinion. And let's get number 6 out here, because I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah. Okay. They've got it locked down. They definitely put it back. They put it together like they never wanted it took apart. Okay. I just took a number 8 apart with a number 6. No wonder that might have been a little difficult. Was that true? Yeah, they're number 8 body screws. Number 8 body screws. Yep. And where's my other number 8? Here it is over here, and here's the screw. Okay, so we have... Okay, so we have the... There's the surround, okay? Right here. Here's this. The screw came out of the front. The body screws are number 8. So let's pop this apart and have a look-see. And of course, we've got a normal, button with plunger. We've got hardened, or a steel, steel washer. Let's put you down here. And of course, this is skeletonized, and then, not skeletonized, but weight relieved. And there's your screws holding this in place. So that can come out and you can flip the clip, and then you got ceramic bearings, and you get this. Okay, so there's your spring, there's your bearings. Really not that terribly, complicated, actually. And let me see if we can roll all these back together. Weight relieved as well. And you know what? I don't know if there's adhesive involved in there. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Kind of looks like there's adhesive in there. Yeah, I don't think I want to try it. No, I think that may be adhesive in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone. And there, my friend, is your disassembly. Back with, this is the Mage, by the way, with the Wizard series. And we got the Sorcerer and the Mage. Check it out below. Cool knives. I like them. Just the right size. And you guys, you know what we do. We love them knives, so stay sharp.